Hello, my name is Bolaji Babalola. I'm a capacity building strategist. I help entrepreneurs to do more. Now, on this video, I'd like to teach you a principle I call the 25% principle. And this is to help you increase your sales or to increase your influence, right? And for people that have been following me, they know actually I'm a believer, and most of the principles, success principles in business are found, as a matter of fact, the profounding ones have always been from the Bible. So this teaching I want to teach is from the Bible, but I'm going to share it as simple as I can so everyone watching me, those who know the story or those who do not, will get something to learn from it, right? So let's go. I need to teach you about what the parable of the seed sower, right? Now, there are 4 grounds in sales. The first is the roadside. The second is the hard ground. The third is among thorns. And the fourth is the good ground. So for every time you are putting out your product or your services, the heart of those people you are reaching out to, they are these 4 soils. So that's why a lot of people say, I've tried marketing, I've tried publicity, it's not working. No, it's not because it's not working. It's just the soil on which those your marketing plans or strategies have actually engaged with. So let's go. Let's break it down one by one. The first is the roadside. These are people that they are quite busy. Very, very busy. You want them to buy a product or you want them to come for your event, because I've used this for my event several times and we've gotten results. So these are people that the roadsides are always busy. You know what that means. People coming, people going. So they have a lot in their head they are thinking. Even though they need that product, they need that service, but the truth is they do not have time to process it or to sit down and admit the fact that they've got to do all they can to get your product. So these are the guys on the roadside. They are extreme. Their head is always working. Always they have 1,001 things they are thinking about. The second are the guys called the hard ground. These ones won't buy anything. They will just waste your time. There are guys like that. They just want you to keep talking. They want you to call back. They want to chat you, they want to send you messages. They have an idea where they will buy it, if ever they will buy it. They just want to waste your time. But should you not chat with them? You should, yes, as a matter of fact, because it's a seed you are sowing. And someday, somehow, men that are on the hard ground can come by to be one of your good soils. So these are guys that won't buy. Don't be disappointed. They always exist. The third one are those ones that are among thorns. These ones truly want to buy a product. They really want to come for your event. They're paying attention to the things you're selling to them. They really want it because they know they need it. But you know what? They do not have enough means to purchase it. They are in the middle. They have resources, but they're in the middle of many things calling for their resources. The thorns are choking them. They promised you, oh, next week I'm going to pay for your product. I'll order for it. I'll buy it. But before next week, the kids' school fees showed up. Someone is not feeling fine. Someone called, is in trouble. The landlady says the house is leaking. They need to contribute money. Something happened somewhere, somehow. So it's not because they didn't really want to buy from you. They honestly want to buy. But the tons are those things calling for their resources. So they've got to sit down and prioritize. Sadly, your product might not be on top of their list. So this is a third set of people that we market to. The fourth set of people are those I call the good grounds. Now you might think, oh, beautiful, the good grounds. Let's just eat them and just make money. Yeah, it's true. But the good grounds, in that story, you realize that the good ground was even divided into 3. The first part of the good ground yielded 30%. The second part yielded 60. The third part yielded 100. Now, this is it. These are people that want to buy a product. They like you. They like your product. They need it. They want to really buy. But I don't know if you have seen customers before that will tell you, you told them it's $50, but they will tell you, I really want to buy, but I don't have more than $30. That's what they just have. $20. That's just what they have, right? These are the kind of customers that will owe you money. They will buy, even if you say it's $40, they will buy it, but they will tell you, I'll pay you later at the end of the month. You've seen clients like that, or customers like that. Yes, they exist. They are good customers. So they are the 30%. Now there is this 60%. These 60% are those that will pay in installment. They really want to buy. They will buy. They want to come. They love it. They love your service. They love your product. So they are going to buy and pay you maybe 4 times or 3 times, if not more than that. You know, but these are the good ground. They are people that want to support your business, but sadly, they just do not have all the money together at the same time. So they just still have to satisfy you buying it and still paying you in installments so that it won't be a burden to them. And the third one, which yield 100%, these are the great kind of customers everybody wants to have. You tell them it's this cost and they want to pay for it, and they pay on time. So now you can see you have the roadside, you have the ad ground, you have the tons, and you have the good ground. Now, putting this into 100%, that means each person represents 25%, right? So that means 25% for the roadside, 25% for the ad ground, 25% for the tawny hills, 25% for the good ground. So that means if you want to make, a lot of people do not have goal setting. I'm going to talk about goals in this video, in another video, but here is what I wanted to say. If you do not have goals, this principle won't work for you. So if your goal for the month is, I want to sell 30 of my product, I want to sell 20 of my product. So let's say you make shoes, right? And you want to sell 10 shoes in a month, for instance. That means you've got to break it into percentage. If I'm going to sell 10 and ad ground is 25%, good ground is 25%, roadside is 25%, the tons are 25%. So that means if my goal is 10%, if my goal is 10, that means 10 will be 25%. That means for every one I'm going to sell, I must have spoken to 4 persons. One is likely to be on the good ground, one is likely to be among tons, one is likely to be on roadside, one is likely to be on the hard ground. So if your goal is 10, you must market a minimum of 40 people for that week, for that month. A minimum of times 4 of what you're targeting. As a matter of fact, in marketing, we are told that for every 5 prospects you call upon, you will make 1 sale. But this principle here is even saying for every 4, you make 1. And now what I want you to see is 25% goes with the ad ground, 25% the roadside, 25% the ton, 25% for the good ground. Now see, even among the 25 for the good ground, there are these ones that will do 30%. There are these ones that will do 60%. There are these ones that will do 100%, which means now the 25% has to be broken down into 3. It has to be broken down into 3, which means there's a tendency of having a 30% of those people you targeted that will say, okay, I'm buying, but I'm going to owe you money. There's a tendency you got another 30% that says, even I'm buying, but I'm going to pay you in installment. Then you have the final 30% that says, okay, I'm buying, I'm paying you right now. So with this, you can see that you've got to do, if you are having an event and you want to have 100 people in your event, make sure that a minimum of 400 people say yes to you that they will come. Right? So if you want to make sales 10 in a month, make sure that a minimum of 40 people says to you that yes, we are going to buy. So this is what I call the 25% principle. So for you watching right now, you've got to sit there and ask yourself, how do I reach out to a minimum of 40 people that will say yes, they need my product? And I'm not just saying 40 people that will say, oh yes, I know you do this business, I know you do that. No, 40 people that are committed to purchasing, 40 people that are committed to buying, because you might have to reach out to 100, but 40% of them should say, yes, I need your service and I'm going to purchase it. Because out of those 40, 10 will be on the roadside. They really want to buy, but they just have a lot going on for them. Then another 10 will be among the towns. They want to buy, but their friends will just tell them, is that the important thing right now? Or their girlfriend will be the one to call them to say, I need money, or there will be a lot of demands on them. Then another 10 will just be on the hard ground. They do not want to buy, they just wanted to waste your time. Then there might be another 10 that will be on the good ground. So this is my marketing principle, and it's been working. So I need you to take this headlong and work with it in the next 30 days. Would you do that? Because if you can break it down and you put the work into it, that you say you want to make 20 sales this month, then you've got to have 80 people say to you that, yes, I'm going to purchase. Because out of those 80, you might be lucky, 20 would buy, right? So for every 4, you might have 1 sale. For every 4, you might have 1 sale. For every 100%, you might have a 25% sale. So are you ready to work this out? Marketing is a lot of work. Increasing your sale demands effort and time. So if you can put this principle into practice, I can assure you that you get your result. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Bolaji Babalola.